Welcome back, everybody, here to the Dota 2 Champions League. I am TobiWan.
And I'm the Capitalist.
And we are returning for our last game of the D2CL for today. It is RoXKIS going up against Fnatic. And, man, RoXKIS, they have been struggling of late, but they've had some good moments of recent times as well.
Yeah, it seems like RoXKIS, while RoXKIS have been performing worse over time, virtus.pro have been like, the whole CIS scene, like virtus.pro, Empire, and RoXKIS, those guys seem to go back and forth and who's really the leader. Right now, Empire, I think, are pretty much uncontested. Those guys are looking so strong. virtus.pro have been looking better. RoXKIS, though, they've fallen a bit behind of over the last month, really.
Yeah, so lot to prove still. GodBlack, we always classed him as the master of drafting, the master of taking everything which is completely overpowered and then using it to his own advantage. But he's actually banning out one of the heroes which he was also responsible for bringing back into the European scene, which is going to be the Ancient Apparition. But he's also taking out the Wisp at the same time. Everyone has to ban that against Fnatic. There is really no other choice. While Fly takes out the Ember Spirit as well as the Desert away from RoXKIS. And first pick up, Venomancer, prioritizing. And rightly so. Trixie's been playing that a lot in the off lane. And even if he doesn't play it in off lane, Venomancer, he'll still play it as a support.
Yeah, decently versatile hero. That sort of immediately, once you pick that up, RoXKIS go, okay, how do we, like, you kind of already take out any sort of thought about any melee heroes being picked up early in the draft, because it's just like, like, you don't want to run that up against a Venomancer. So, Nature's Prophet, Invoker, easy off lane, easy mid.
Easy life, easy rares.
Easy rares, easy win.
Like, you really want to give, like, solo that Invoker, and then you got, like, this split pushing Prophet as well. Like, Fnatic are already in a rough position. I'm surprised, like, okay, Venomancer's fair enough. Like, RoXKIS might have picked it up, but you're really going to deny Harning's Invoker over the top of a Venomancer. Like, it just shows you Fnatic's priorities, and I think Flyers is sitting there going, thought he was banned? Yeah, didn't realize that he's still in the pool. Okay. So they're going to deal with massive amounts of split push, which means they're going to play either more defensive or they find someone that works up against the Invoker. And recently, well, actually, I'm just DCing out for some unknown reason. Yay for my life.
Don't worry. I'm still
Cap, for some reason, is still inside the game.
Magic of the internet.
Thanks, Volvo. Thanks, Volvo.
So, but, okay, they pick up the Nyx Assassin, right? You know, still strong here. You've got two very high intelligence heroes picked up. Their cores, Mana Burn is going to be great versus both of those. And also, as well as Spike Carapace is actually a pretty decent ability against Invoker as well. So, yeah, it makes sense, and it leaves Fnatic's lineup still very open, where RoXKIS, we already see both of their cores, so you can draft a little bit more accordingly, even if they are very strong heroes that are decently versatile in their own right.
Yeah, I suppose you are right about that one. So they just start then taking out the support heroes. So Lich to be removed. You could still be concerned about just playing the full-on passive style game. With Nature's Prophet, you know you can do it because you're not going to dive in. I'm wondering, too, if that means that Fnatic are going to go for something a little bit more, like, more mid-game focused into the late game. If we see, like, a Lifestealer combination to go with a Nyx Assassin and the Venomancer already. We do know it's one of Era's favorite heroes to play. But the Lich would have really caused troubles for that one. Then you'd have like a low progression of farm, and in fact, GodBlack is already on exactly the same mindset as me. Lifesteal will be removed here in the third.
Yeah, and I bet they're also, if they're not considering it, banning out the Luna. I think those two carries right now are good, aggressive carries about 20 minutes in that are able to form a lot of team fight.
5 seconds
and I think Fnatic are looking to get really aggressive here. I think Lifestealer was a smart ban out. I'm expecting the other strong carry of the meta right now, Luna, to be banned out. But RoXKIS, meanwhile, I mean, their carry, what I love about this early draft from them is, yeah, it might be you look at it and you see two cores and you're like, oh no, you're revealing so much of your draft already. But at the same time, Nature's Prophet, pretty versatile hero, works in any lineup. And Invoker, meanwhile, Quaswex, Exort build, like it doesn't matter. You can either go very damage oriented, you can give yourself a hard carry and go for a Quaswex Tornado EMP build that is able to, you know, delay up everything. They've got many different options.
Yeah, you're right about that one, man. There's only one choice that they have to make, and it's not one to be picked up. You got to look towards that last ban to come out now from Goblak. So make your choice, dear sir, and give us your answer. And Nov will be the final answer, and then straight into the gyro. So we get all three. We are not wasting any time whatsoever with this. We get all three cores up for RoXKIS, Gyro, Invoker, Nature's Prophet, all inside the mix. This is, yeah, that's a lot of damage to fly out. We've got a good BKB here of the Gyro, so he won't care about the Nyx Assassin Spy Carapace later on. He still have to care a lot about the Venom answer, but we see where their DPS will now come from and their start of the teamfight control, because they don't even know what the supports are yet. And I would instantly flash the fact that Rubik is still available inside the pool. But I don't know what else they want to try and combine up with the Gyro, now that also they're facing up against a Doombringer, which means if Flag-Ken doesn't turn on earlier, then Doombringer's going to destroy him. So, other option, kill him in the laning phase. Bane now comes up.
Yeah, grab a, if you grab a pretty early Blink Dagger on Doom, he's going to be really effective against either the Invoker or the Gyrocopter. Both of them are really good heroes to pretty much take out of the fight immediately. But RoXKIS here, they already have this kind of good setup with the Quaswex build, Tornado UMP, and then into the Gyrocopter ultimate. Like, that's some really good team fight. Then you combine some good control with Bane. As long as they have a strong laning phase, which they should. Invoker very rarely loses his matchup, at least draws even. Gyrocopter gives you very good laning presence, and Furion is always able to find farms. So I think they're going to have a good laning phase. They probably won't be pushing and really looking for fights until like 30-35, but I think Fnatic are really going to aim for that 20-minute time where they're going to get really aggressive with the Nyx Assassin, with the Doom, try and pick up early Blink Daggers, go for initiation, because once RoXKIS set up on a team fight, it's going to be very hard to contest them.
I also want to point out the importance of this game. I've only just actually realized as I look through this one. This game is basically a must-win for both these teams. RoXKIS is sitting at 1-1 right now, while Fnatic are actually winless so far in the D2CL. And what is facing both these teams in their last games? RoXKIS have to play Alliance. First problem. Fnatic then have to play up against Sigma. Now, only the top 3 teams go through. So you basically require now 2 wins to advance yourself in through the top 3. And even by going through in the second and third position, you will also have to go through the first quarterfinal. It's a single elimination bracket to go through the final of the D2CL. So a lot of matches not to be played, a lot of matches to win is basically it. So a lot on the line right now. The winner of this will almost basically decide who goes through in that third position, or at least puts in a contest. If Fnatic end up winning this, they level the score with RoXKIS, and then we have ourselves in a tie situation until the last game is played.
Yeah, Fnatic, I think they're in a good position. If they win this, they'll be in a good position to fight Sigma. I think they have a pretty good chance of taking that series as well. RoXKIS is pretty much do or die for them, because unless they provide a monster upset and take out Alliance, they have to win this matchup right here.
Yeah.
So now Disruptor being picked up, so Fnatic... I mean, we haven't seen a Nyx Assassin support in ages, but pretty much locks down that Nyx Assassin going to be that offlane hero. Doom, I'm expecting to be... I'm not entirely sure how well Doom will do against Invoker mid. A lot of that depends on the early creep advantage that you get. If it's an armor creep or a regen creep, it should be pretty decent. But... if you have Doom, just give him a little bit of that time, farm up level 2 in the jungle by being able to grab a big creep and then farm up a camp, have a support sit in lane for you. And with some rotations, I think Doom should do well in middle up against Invoker. And then now the question is that carry, though. That's going to really determine the factor, because right now Fnatic have a pretty open lineup. They can go late game right now with Doom being able to help them out. Venomancer and Disruptor, decent supports going into late game. Gyrocopter isn't the hardest carry in the world. But I think Fnatic with Nature's Prophet with an Invoker and a Gyrocopter, I don't think you want to go late up against that. No. I think Fnatic pick up a really aggressive carry here and try and end the game by 30.
Yeah, they've got to, man, because RoXKIS are already going to be aggressive on them. Chen is their final selection. You're going to have a Chen army and a Just Profit army pushing in while you got Jar to clean up the creep wave and then Bane to cause troubles for anyone that gets a little bit too close. And Venomancer won't be able to hold this. Plague Wards isn't designed to deal with that kind of push coming out from RoXKIS. And there's nobody that can pull the creep wave out. Like, what are you going to do? Thunderstrike the creep wave, the Disruptor? They'll do a little bit of damage and might be able to grab the aggro, but you got to come in so close to do that, you'll be in trouble.
Ooh.
And Centaur Warrior.
I said aggressive. I didn't think it was going to be that aggressive. Man. All right, so
we've really just had the whole kit and caboodle. I know Banskip was saying it earlier today when we're casting up the Cena Cups. Like, have you like looked at just the last 3-4 days worth of play in the Dota 2 scene, and we've had heroes from everywhere being played.
Yeah, it's a sign of really good balance, a really healthy meta. If you are able to pay, pretty much every single hero is viable in a certain strategy. So,
yeah.
Centaur,
Ice Frog, don't break the game now.
Okay.
No more patch logs. Let's just keep it as this and just add techies.
All right. I really think a Tornado EMP is going to be the biggest thing here. RoXKIS, if they get really, really good control, if they have good tornadoes and good EMPs that drain away that Centaur and Doom mana, the team fights one from there. Like Centaur, though, those are both low mana pool heroes that depend on their mana pretty heavily. So I'm not really convinced here with Fnatic's lineup.
Well, man, convince yourself shortly. Or, yeah, if it's good or bad. Either way, I'm looking at lanes moving out. It's going to be Trixie up on this top lane, but they're going to try and run a dual lane, maybe. This is Fly moving out with wards, so it could just be a solo off lane with some decent warding. But they could try and dual lane this. And then they'll be going up against a Gyro. For now, RoXKIS haven't left their base just yet completely. But Goldblake should be inside of his own jungle. Solo will be the middle lane Invoker going up against Harney's Nyx Assassin in the mid lane. And that puts Era on the safe lane as the Centaur with Notel supporting him up against an off lane Nature's Prophet, which will be played by Seedoy. That leaves our last ones, which is, I already mentioned Fly as the Venomancer, but it's Yol, who will be the Bane and Goldblake as the Chen. And our last one, which is BZZ, which is the top gyrocopter.
So looking at this matchup, dual lanes coming out from Fnatic. Interesting idea, but also a little surprising to me that they put Doom in that dual lane rather than the Centaur. Centaur's a little bit tankier. He has good amount of starting armor, etc., etc. Trixie also doesn't have the immediate use of the jungle unless he's going to be angling for this hard camp. Without that, like, he has no jungle advantage whatsoever, which is supposed to be a big thing about carry Doom, is that you're able to farm up really, really quickly thanks to you just jumping into the jungle every once in a while, pick up a couple of camps, and especially with the Midas, you farm really, really quickly and gain a huge gold advantage and never really lose that thanks to Doom's passive abilities. So I'm surprised that they're running the Doom up here, and it's kind of questionable for me. Unless they thought it was an aggressive tri-lane, I don't really see the reason for it.
No, man, look at him walk over. If he just cuts the tree line, he'll see the creep and he'll grab a Satyr. That's the first creep. I thought RoXKIS was going to block that. There's an observer wall there for Yol. He could have done it with his own body as well. And now he's going to block, but it's too late. The creep's being given over to Fnatic. So they already have their advantage on this top lane. And as far as the bottom lane goes, I think the start of it was just meant to harass Seedoy out with just this Thunderstrike. And when he's out of mana, then Notel will just start pulling. Find his level 3, and then rotate up towards top lane, because then he'll be actually effective in doing something on this map. But, okay, top lane, Trixie's in a lot of trouble. Goldblade took the Nightmare off him, and he's sending his Centaur up, so BZZ can go down. He's still got a full Rocket Barrage available. The Gal will come out from Fly, and BZZ decides never to use his Rocket Barrage in that entire fight, and they're getting that Goldblade very, very low on life. Has to be very back and defensive, and now still no Rocket Barrage because there's a full creep wave there, so there's not much point. But Fly running away from a Centaur. The Centaur is trying to finish the kill right now, but it will be successful. And Trixie even body blocking it so then he can last it and take the money for it. Not quite sure what's meant to be happening up here in the top lane.
All right, well, really good juke by Trixie. He knew that as long as he avoided the Centaur, that was the only important thing. Rocket Barrage, he was going to take a lot of damage, sure, if he was isolated, but it was the Centaur stun that would have made sure that he actually went down. So as long as he juked that, So good job by him, not really panicking or anything like that, but it's still a lot of issues for Fnatic. They're still going to have the Doom having a hard time against this lane. Cedoy's having a great time in this bottom lane. You can actually see what he's doing right now. He's has his treants in the pull, and he's actually trying to get last hits from below the cliff. And either way, he still draws experience. Godblack's going to go down, yep.
Yeah, flies right on top of him. He's really
going for the last hit, I think. Oh, deny. Yes! Well done, Godblack. You notice how he just kind of sat there and was like, go for it, Fly. I got this.
He was taking also hits from the side creep.
Oh,
so I think he realized he had two. Fly could be our first blood.
Yep.
Yeah, I would love
go for the courier. Go for the courier.
Yeah. No!
An exquisite tux.
Oh, that would have been such a good save by him if he had gotten the courier, because then it would have been worth it. But Godblack with the big plays denies away first blood and actually ends up getting it because of that.
I know Godblack's someone that sends a lot of feedback to IceFrog, and he's probably just sitting there going right now, it's like, well, IceFrog, I'd really like you to change this because I know it's broken, but at the same time, please don't change it. Bottom lane, Cedoy, real trouble for him. Fnatic with that double edge and the clap, they've got the kill.
Yeah, he finally gets a little bit too close. The level 3 on Disruptor, once you have that level 2 glimpse, it gives you so many opportunities against offlaners because you just show up.
They're coming in for Solo right now. The courier's here, but the Gals managed to connect on Solo, and, well, he doesn't have mana to invoke anything. He's dead. There's proper TPing in right now to try and get a bit of collateral kill, which they're going to do. Hani, the Spy Carapace came up, but Fly did a really good job. He took the aggro away, and now Cedoy might be a little bit too deep. That Poison Stick's making it very, very difficult to get away, not to mention the stun from Hani, and Hani again under the tower, and Fly again takes the aggro to make sure Hani doesn't lose too much. And up on top lane, Trixie forced back with a rocket barrage after what appeared to be a nightmare initiation. The Fnatic are getting the upper hand in the middle lane. Hani, okay, middle lane's gone. EMP burn, one more attack is enough. Invoker gets the kill, taking also a lot of damage from the tower, but he gets a revenge kill on Hani.
Yeah, that was kind of silly, especially Cedoy's play, like not recognizing the full bottle up on Hani, that the inevitable turnaround that was going to happen there. A bit of a mistake that kind of offset the first blood that was fed away early on, but we're soon going to have that Centaur ultimate, and Trixie's actually getting a decent amount of farm against this tri-lane.
Trixie's out here so far. He's trying to bait them up, which is why Yol's so close, but Hani completely airballs the stun. At least the Gale was able to connect, which means Yol is going to attempt a denial, but not going to happen. They saved the mana burn for him. BZD, you're right, he stayed in close there for no real apparent reason, and Vendetta is off cool. Oh, actually is now available, and it's going to be a double kill for Hani. What a successful rotation.
Yeah, this is not the RoXKIS that we knew and loved 2 to 3 months ago. Like silly plays like BZZ just running into 3 heroes like that, your support is dead. There is nothing that is going to stop that at all. And now, like, RoXKIS, I'm already kind of questioning some of the plays that they've been doing, so I don't expect them to be on top of the fact that Centaur Ultimate is about to be up, which means that Fnatic can go for even more kills and make even bigger plays, because how many teams are adept at being able to go, oh yeah, don't forget that Centaur ultimate. No teams are really dealing with that a whole lot right now. So
yeah, you don't really think of that. They'll be looking more at the Doombringer and saying, he's about to crack level 6, man.
Yeah, and all of a sudden Stampede is coming at you, and you're like, oh, I forgot about that.
So Bane gets doomed up, and then Gyro gets stampeded, and life just becomes more than hard. It becomes impossible.
Yeah, somehow Trixie is able to pick up level 6 against a tri-lane thanks to that big counter gang. I mean, that was a really good rotation. Nyx Assassin and the Venomancer teleporting top. That was perfect timing by them. But still, the fact that Trixie was doing well at all in this lane is a bit of a surprise.
They're going to hunt the jungle. Hani's just going to grab a DD rune right now. Puts it in his bottle. He could have actually gone straight up, but he wants to go back into the middle lane. Doesn't trigger off the Vendetta. I thought he was going to go searching for Godblack, because he's an easy kill. Godblack's been missing off the map. He was part of the top lane for a little bit, but as you saw before when the 2 heroes died on top, Godblack never even showed his face. So because of that, they know that something is awry. He's probably just farming up inside the jungle, which means at one point they'll probably go and gank, but at the same time, maybe they don't really care, because Centaur's about to finish up in a little bit of time with his farm rate right now, a Vanguard before the 10-minute mark, which means Centaur's not going to care. In fact, I take it back. I take it back. I wasn't looking at the courier. He has a Vanguard before 7 minutes.
Yep.
Without a Midas, With Treads up as well, I don't think anybody has the DPS and RoXKIS to kill off this Centaur without killing themselves in the process.
This is kind of how I feel about Slardar, the same way I feel about Centaur. Like, Vanguard, very, very early on, sure, it makes you really tanky, but it also is delaying your Blink Dagger. So if he's able to farm up the Blink fast enough, and he gets really, really just constantly looking for fights after that, I'm good with it. But for right now, maybe a Blink Dagger, like, you have so many opportunities to get aggressive right now, really, really early on. Just imagine Centaur picking up a Blink and teleporting top. BZZ doesn't stand a chance against that double edge damage.
We had a TP come to middle lane. Notel wants to focus on this Invoker. I think they're getting a little bit concerned about how much space Solo has been able to achieve as this Invoker. So while the bottom tower was being pressured and Solo's attention might be elsewhere, they're trying to jump in mid. Fly's already putting up a couple of wards. What's the vision for Solo? Nothing. He's blind. Actually, look across the map. They don't have a single observer ward out. We've just hit the 8-minute mark, and the new set of wards haven't been planted yet. So Solo is literally blind in the mid. Hani missed his stun. He was also trying to do that one up the hill without seeing it perfectly. But with a DD rune triggering, and now a haste as well, go kill someone. Vendetta and run. He wants Solo.
Just run at things, man.
He wants Solo. That's what he wants right now.
But a good tornado will stop this.
Oh, they're going to glimpse him. They're going to glimpse him back.
Yep.
Pull him in. There goes your tornado. 2 up in the air, but the Gale will connect. And Hani, well, at least they took off the DD room, but there's a lot of damage being returned. Goldblack's in close to the flag cannon. Double kill for Chen. The Sprout will go over on Fly, and the cooldown will also hold him there, and boom, gets the kill. Gyro takes 1, Goldblack takes 2. And damn, you're right, that tornado was perfect.
Yeah,
it took away everything.
Yeah, basically Hani had a slight error there, which was don't pop the haste before the tornado. Because tornado hits you, there goes the double damage, there goes your haste, there goes that big advantage that was supposed to be had for Fnatic. But now the turnaround.
They're dragging dragging BZZ, and they doom him up, but there's not enough damage to kill off BZZ with just that. In fact, the Thunderstrike ended up going on the Chen creeps as well.
Where's the Stampede, man? It's 2 different engagements that they have yet to use Stampede.
And that time actually had Sentinel there in the mid.
Yeah, they easily could have, I think they could have popped Stampede there and chased down BCZ. Because all it takes is you getting in contact with him and then he's slowed up. Then they could have finished him off easily. And RoXKIS weren't ready for a fight. They had already used the Gyrocopter ultimate earlier. They kind of had low mana, that sort of thing. Furion ultimate was down. They weren't ready for a fight. I don't think they would have contested BCZ going down.
Solo's about to be dragged back into this lane. Where is he? Wait, what? No, till I glimpse up at 3 points. I just realized too just how deep inside the lane he was, so we couldn't grab him straight away. Hani's looking at BZZ in the mid. Vendetta, stun, misses. Centaur charge will go, but they're not initiating anybody. There's mistiming right now. It's almost like that global silencer problem which Team Empire had like 3 weeks ago. Got to make that call in the right time, and it just seemed to be off. Just by a bit. Yeah,
and you can't afford to have those kind of issues with a lineup like this. Yeah, Fnatic are still looking very, very good right now despite the turnaround of kills. Era is a huge factor. Right now he's about to get that Blink Dagger and he's going to be really, really scary. But this is a very, very aggressive early game lineup, and they still have to try and contest a Gyrocopter and an Invoker with a Furion split pushing. Like, that's not easy to get aggressive against because that's 2 different turtling heroes mixed in with a really strong split pusher.
Goldblack for a moment almost had a chance to kill off Doombringer on the top. He was coming in from the side. There's no vision for Fnatic over that area. And Trixie already just checked it, so he's feeling rather confident walking nice and close up against this Bane that's trying to find a level 6 of his own. And Hani wants to make sure he never reaches it. And that's exactly what he's going to do. This is an attempted pull thing from Yol. And the stun, this time from Hani, will connect. 2 hits with the mana burn, and then bomb. Spy Carabas in case they return the damage out. But that's a good kill out from Hani. Now it goes up to 4 for 2 on the kill death assist. While in the meantime, Era does what he's supposed to do. Bring down this tier 1 tower on bottom lane. They just promised rotating over to try and get the denial. That's why they use the fortification as well. But with the catapult here, they've got to stay in close. There's a secondary TP coming in. The wall's trying to keep them away, but it's a good ultimate coming out there from at least one, but okay. That didn't really work for the Bane who TP'd in right underneath No Tail's ultimate. That Static Storm just destroyed with him.
Another questionable decision. Like teleporting into a disruptor is always a bad idea, whether it's Static Storm or Glimpse. You're not gonna have an advantage. So, and they even had Stampede up still. Era now has a Blink Dagger off of that, plus gonna be able to get upgraded boots.
Era should be thinking about moving up to top lane now.
Oh god, top.
In fact, he should TP there right now, and that's exactly what he's doing. Trixie, he's just going to survive, and he's not going to be able to. The MP burn's already gone.
Yeah, and they just showed off Era's Blink Dagger and the fact that he's top too, so they're not going to get caught out, or at least they shouldn't. BCZ though.
Oh, it's nighttime.
Oh, God.
They wouldn't have had the full vision back behind the tower with the TP in. Did he TP at the front or the back? I didn't look. Glimpse, back, in, wall, up, jump in, and your extra stun, and then here's the double edge.
Well,
And in the meantime, Venomancer gets killed off.
Yeah. I thought Solo was close enough to be able to see Centaur, because Centaur moved in front of the tower. But maybe I was wrong.
Yeah. It is rather limited nighttime vision.
Yeah.
There's smoke up here from Hani. He might have to trigger into the Vendetta, which he will do so as he runs high. And Goldblack's going to break the smoke up Era. So they know that at least someone's behind him. Are they going to Stampede? Solo, Cold Snap. Now the stun will connect over here. Now buy Era some space and then disrupt the Static Storm right on top of Solo. Fiend's Grip though, glimpsing y'all even further back, which will cancel it off. And Era wants to go in deeper, but the call down, Era is the wisest thing. He runs into a corner and he wants to Demon Edge himself. He can't do it.
Oh, that was a good attempt. He found, I don't know how many players have found this little hole to use before, but that was a good attempt by Era. He just needed half a second for his blink.
That would have been escape to victory.
Well, he's buying Trixie time to farm now. Trixie now has a Vanguard, phase boots, and Era, despite the fact that he went down, he's putting pressure on RoXKIS. Not many of them are actually farming up, while Trixie is free farming bottom. So, silver linings. But this is still a lineup that should be winning these engagements.
They're dragging BZZ back, and the wall came up just in time. So Fly already saw him down. Rocket Barrage not making this easy, not to mention the homing missile too. And that's not enough damage to kill him off. They have not finished the job. And they throw down a... why? Another Sentry Ward in the middle. They're doubling up a little bit there.
I don't know.
They want to inch the ward a little bit closer?
Closer and closer. No, I have no clue. That was... but yeah, they didn't get the kill because Fly missed his Gale, which was unnecessary because they already had Kinetic Field down. You know,
Trixie.
these mistakes from both sides.
Doom on Yol. Again, it's being cast without finding a kill. And then Tornado, EMP. Trixie has to run up north. It's the only choice for us. He's completely out of mana. And Hani, there goes your Centaur. They jump up to Seedoy. So a double edge, we had to kill him off. And Trixie got through. The Static Storm makes it really difficult for RoXKIS. Not to mention they're walking uphill. But it's the fact they're all silenced too.
Oh,
the cooldown's going to be they're trying to bait them in. Fly sees the first drop, so we'll evade the second. But Fnatic have the high ground, and they have a wall of Plague Wards up there too. So basically pitched a tent. Rockets coming in. Try and get rid of this, guys. Okay, they're not even going to try. EMP's in the middle lane. Tornado will fly up to No Tail. There's a Chen Nuke, but that's a big hit from Centaur. The Horde stopping 3, but Goldblack pops off the hand of God. So they've already got their life back again. Hani looking for another stun. He has to throw it out right now. He's being controlled up by Goldblack's creeps. 2 Centaur stomps as well as a turnaround from the gyro, while Fly being picked off by Seedoy. Era, the only surviving member of Fnatic. Somehow that completely turned after they had the high ground advantage. They came down, a triple stun from Centaur, and they still can't take the fight. That Hand of God being clutch save.
Yeah, the Godblack farming up, that was why Godblack was not spending any time in that lane. He was like, you know what? Fine. We'll just let Trixie get farm. As long as I get up a mech, there's no possible way that Fnatic can win these team fights because they don't actually have a whole lot of nuking damage. Like, look at that damage. That is 2 heroes. You have the Nyx Assassin and the Centaur are your big nukers. Your supports, you have the damage over time of Venomancer and the slow damage of Disruptor as well. Like, you don't have actually any big nukes to follow up Centaur's jump in like that. So, unless Centaur and Hani perfectly combo up, they're not going to be able to burst down any heroes. And longer drawn out team fights will go the way of RoXKIS.
Fnatic, they're initiating. They saw EMP down. They're going to glimpse at least a gyro back inside the pit, and the wall actually holds him in here. Seedoy, primary target. He's running out. They need an extra stun. TB's out in time, down to 70 life points, and that means Trixie stranded in the middle of nowhere. This Aegis Immortal could trigger from Gyro, but then Goblak gives him the mech, so Gyro can just keep fighting. They will bring him down. A little bit of extra splash damage out to Solo, but the Nature's Prophet only bounces through the Venomancer, the Glimpse, taking Bane back. They don't want that Fiend's Grip on the front line. But Era's being chased down by a whole lot of basically green tingling trees. Solo deafening blast in case he was TPing out there, but Era's back behind the tower. Seedoy cleans up the tree line. It's like, okay, where else is he now? In the corner. Tornado goes the wrong way. He's in the corner. Sprout will see him. Actually, too late. The TP blink away out to safety, so they evade everything from there. But it's going to be a Tier 1 tower in favor of RoXKIS. And they're going to push through to the Tier 2 tower as well.
Yeah, it's still RoXKIS winning fights and taking towers that they shouldn't be. They weren't meant to be controlling the game pre-20 minutes. Pre-30 minutes, they shouldn't have been controlling this game. It should be Fnatic using their Centaur. Yeah, look at that gold lead. It's just...
It dips even deeper. 7.5k experience gained in just the last 3 or so minutes. And the gold is also changed by about 7,000. And this is before they're about to do a triple ancient stack.
This is a team just like Power Rangers in their third game. This is a team that has early game, made mistakes, and then are now tilting. Like now they know they can't just pause the game and kind of like sit there back and farm up. You're going to see them go full on aggressively because they have no scaling.
Game's going to be on Seedoy right now. No towel, they should charge him. Blink into the Horde Stomp. And they should even throw out the Static Storm just for this kill. Maybe a little bit of overkill, but...
yeah, a lot of overkill.
And maybe they can capitalize on this. Already... Oh, you're not staying here. He got the rocket on no time. That may be all they need. With that extra stun, Solo's got this kill on the Disruptor. So Gyro helps to get the kill, and then goes back to his ancient stack farming. That glimpse, in fact, helps BZZ.
Yep. Gets to be part of the kill, and yet also keep on farming up. Once he has BKB...
Vendetta. No. The Fiend's Grip, the hands went up for Yol, but he wasn't able to get the grab, and you could see Hani. The second he saw that animation, so it's like, oh, Sentry Ward.
Yeah. Well, they have their double blinks. Doom, what has he got, though? I think Doom has to start building into a hard carry. I talked about early, like, a blink up on Doom.
He just finished drums.
Yeah, being able to take out the gyrocopter, the Invoker, in the beginning of a fight. I don't think he can go that. He has to go for, like, AC hard carry build if they have any hope of taking this game.
Yeah. Even though, like, when they bring in Basilius, he'll have to sell that straight away, because I got a funny feeling Trixie wants to turn that into a Vladimir's offering. Let someone else... Going for the mech, because you're not actually going to get that from Venomancer. You're not getting that from Centaur. You're not getting that from Nyx Assassin. In fact, this entire team is not walking around with a mech right now. This is in fact a really bad position for Fnatic. They don't have that kind of burst heal that lets them just stand during the fights that RoXKIS have. Obviously, you can never really contest with a Chen with an Aghanim Scepter, which is what I believe he's now trying to build into. And a level 2 Hand of Gods up and running 20 minutes in. For a Chen that didn't really have a fantastic start to the game. They're looking great. And RoXKIS is going to force out the Tier 2 tower in the mid. Already putting a nice aggressive Observer Ward while they're in the neighborhood. And with the double Centaurs, they're going to actually jump in. Nice Static Storm on top of Solo. The Hand of God will pop. It's a little bit too late coming out from Goblak. Not much more he could do. Seedoy jumping in, but BZZ with that BKB. Hani will come in and manage to pick off Yol the back end of play. But BZZ to stand his ground with a full rocket barrage. He's almost out. There's a small little glimpse just dragging Goblak in range of the Tier 2 tower again. While Trixie, he has to battle up against BZZ again. Missiles out. Flight cannons back on cooldown. Another rocket barrage is going. Centaur will not reach won't reach Goblak. Goblak's able to TP out in time. Actually, both teams end up losing 3. I looked a lot more messier. I actually kind of felt like RoXKIS had to control the entire time because BZZ was hardly touched.
Yeah, the fact that they blew so much on the Invoker because he had Yules, right? So if they initiated with the stun, but the Static Storm coming out from No Tail wasn't going to be enough because then he just would have Yulesed himself and delayed it long enough for the silence to go away, and then he would have thrown down the Tornado EMP. So Doom had to be committed, but it was on a target that was already pretty much halfway dead. So They end up blowing pretty much everything on solo, and then BCZ just comes in, cleans up.
No Tail, glimpse him, hold him in the wall. Cedo is here to help out, but he may not help out enough. No Tail, maybe he does. Hits him from the side. BZZ is very, very low on life. Trixie able to man mode him out. Fly also very low on life. Cedo dusted up. He's trying to Shadow Blade himself away. The dust is about to wear out, so they lose their vision now. Goldblack comes in. Hani, well, okay, he found Cedo. Sentry Ward in the corner. They try to Nightmare him up quickly, and actually Nightmare Hani instead. EMP will burn, lock him in. Centaur stun, Saturn Blast still available too. Spike Cappers isn't making it easy for him, but then Doombringer comes in, stole the Centaur Stomp, and returns it directly towards RoXKIS. Yol sent back by Goldblack, so at least he'll be able to save out the Bane, but Chen will sacrifice his own life. Hani in the corner, one last attack from the Centaur, ending somehow Goldblack's mega kill streak, which he picked up.
On solo, he's being kind of risky here, but he kind of wants to bait them into the tier 1 tower. And with a really highly mobile hero with Invoker when he goes Quas Wex, he can kind of afford to be risky like that. I mean, he's got so many jukes against these heroes that, I mean, with 2 different Centaur stuns, one from Doom and one from the actual Centaur, those kind of like melee range stuns don't do much against a hero like Solos.
The Rocket's over on Trixie right now, but they were looking for a follow-up. That's why it was like Cold Snap, a Cold Snap, and maybe a Yule Scepter into a Cold Snap to buy him that time. And Hani, well, there's a whole lot of white feet in the ground, so in fact, Sol reveals him out, and then Sentry Ward in mid. Doesn't really help Notel. The Solo walks straight past, but Era also jumps in deep, but he misses the stun because of the Yule Scepter. Prophet did, however, get completely nuked down with that Static Storm on top of him. So 20-19, they trade one core for one support in mid. Well, the trade for Fnatic on that one.
Yeah, not bad at all. Just getting a little over-aggressive, especially since all Fnatic just spawned up. But Hani, I mean, this is the power of an Nyx Assassin.
He's going to jump in right now. They see Solo. He's walking back in range of the ward. So blink up. They got to get that stun. And they set up on Yol of all people. Just wrong place at the wrong time. Solo sends Era up into the air, but when Doom comes in, hits him once, and with Era already doing the double edge, they have more than enough damage. Jump in, denies the tower. Stun's going to be wafted out, and Solo just trying to run it out. Forced up, 1 second, but Centaur gets in there for the hoof stomp.
Oh, that's so unfortunate. He had to go into a clutch area like that because I could see Solo continuing those jukes. I mean, you had like the 2 different Centaur stuns, but then you've got a really hard stun to hit like Impale. Solo is just like, as long as he moves like kind of all over the place, chaotically, dodge, duck, whatever that saying is, yeah, all those sort of things. It's so hard to actually hit those stuns against him.
Tuck, drop, and roll.
Yeah,
tuck, drop, and roll.
What?
Drop isn't a word.
It's from Redwall, the series.
Is it?
Yeah.
So there's actually a word.
It's the 5D. No, it's 5Ds. It's duck, dodge, dip, dive, something. But yeah, RoXKIS are just so far ahead right now. Mid to late game lineup that was able to win pre-25 minutes. Shadowblade, BZZ is now getting into his first damage item. BKB was really the only necessary thing for him to have, but once he has damage, he's actually going to be a huge factor.
Oh, Hani, he got visible for a moment. Mana burn, jump in, Nyx Assassin gets the kill. The Dagon starts going to work for Hani. It's one way to snipe out their heal, take out the Chen, and then look towards the middle lane. Notel, he might think about glimpsing him back. In fact, he's going to do so, but there's no follow-up. Era's busy farming. If he can blink into a hoof stomp, and maybe we'll be looking good.
That's called inconveniencing the enemy. Not killing him, just kind of like, hey, yeah, you wasted 2 seconds of my time.
Could have been worse. Era's got 3.5k gold right now. If he goes into a Reaver, he's going to be insanely tanky. But it looks like he's the man that's been put in charge of building into a pipe for the team.
Despite all the errors by Fnatic, this should kind of open people's eyes to how powerful Nyx Assassin is. The fact that he is still blowing up heroes like Invoker, all because of that maxed out mana burn. Like a 4-second nuke like that against these heroes is just devastating RoXKIS. Without the Nyx Assassin, RoXKIS would have already won.
They're coming in for Roshan right now, and while the gem, they have managed to purchase it. Last I saw it was back at base, they put it on the Invoker. So if Hani jumps in on this, I don't think he saw that. Yeah, he didn't see Solo go in. But he's definitely flagged at the fact that's happening, and they saw him up on the high ground. With the observer wall that was planted outside, it's almost a straight blink out. They realized they've been revealed. Hani, Carapace.
I couldn't figure out why he didn't actually throw the grip. Solo moved out of range just as he did that, because he has the gem. They had no counter wards now. It's like that had to be a gem play. Solo just moved out of range right as he goes for the kill, completely blocking Yul's attempt at picking off Hani.
Well, Solo doesn't play a team game. It's written in his name. They're going to smoke up and come in for a kill. And Hani, well, they see him this time, but very quick to blink out.
Well played.
Well, they just retreat out. Well, that's a delayed EMP. It's just, say, pinging it. Godblack leaves one observer wall behind, and you'll see Era, No Tail, all move in. That sentry was just out of range of it, too. And RoXKIS, maybe they go back to what they started before. I don't think they really want to take Roshan in such a confined area. It could really it could end so badly for them. But Roshan is down to like almost half his life points. So just send Solo and a whole bunch of trees in there, and then they counter-initiate. Looks to be the objective right now.
Fully committing to Roshan would be a terrible idea. Solo by himself, though, actually has a really good lead on Tornado. That line is perfect, where Fnatic are all going to be very, very lined up, despite the large area for them to work around. So him being in that Rosh pit is not a problem whatsoever. I'm surprised they didn't actually fully commit to Solo with that plan, just because RoXKIS are so far ahead right now. I think they can afford to take a fight, as long as it's not everyone inside the Rosh pit getting 5-man Centaur stunned.
Well, right now, we've at least got a push on the top lane coming out from Nature's Prophet, who throws out the ulti, so at least it'll tick her out a lot, but Hani, Seedoy needs to stun him, got the stun, boom!
Nice. Hani's playing very, very well this game. Like, his really fast reactions on Blink Dagger, his positioning in team fights to get as many mana burns as possible.
They're running in mid. There's already the jump up. There's Doombringer with a Blink Dagger. Then to the Centaur Stomp. There's going to be a glimpse back to pull him in. And whoa! Chen tried to send him out, but he basically got pulled from one side of the map to the other. Hani now comes in. It's the stun on Godblack. They've got to stop that mech and Hand of God from going off. In fact, he's still got the Hand of God available. Not really required. He's the only one injured, with BZZ buying back into the fight now. Chen almost with, actually he had the perfect save timing, he just couldn't do it with the glimpse as well. Now stunned through 2 heroes, jump in, Hoof Stomp, as well as the kinetic field up and running, so RoXKIS have to stand and fight, while the rest of them can walk away. Remember, Invoker's also dropped the gem, that'll be grabbed up by Godblack. Rock on the back of Trixie, stunned up too. Hoof Stomp for him is available, but with a Chen nuke, dropping him down. They get the kill. Another kinetic field also going up. Godblack, he's going to actually die right now to just a Thunder Strike. While the Bane was trying to catch up to get this last hit out in Era. He's got himself some space with the Halberd. He's going to let that Vanguard do some work. No tell. He's trying to glimpse Seedoy further away, but he'll end up dying anyway. So now RoXKIS can go in for Roshan.
Yeah, look at that team fight. That was RoXKIS making a lot of positioning errors and Fnatic hitting like multiple 2-man or 3-man stuns, and they still didn't win the team fight. RoXKIS did buy back on Gyrocopter, which was the big turnaround there, but with only 1 buyback, it goes to show how far Fnatic, how far behind they are when they get a great team fight like that and they still don't actually win the whole entire engagement.
Well, Fnatic had to use 2 buybacks. They used it on Doom as well as over on Disruptor.
Yeah, towards the end. I'm saying the first part of that fight where they went in, they jumped in, just the Gyrocopter buying back was enough to turn the fight and put Fnatic on the defensive.
Quite true. Fnatic thought they had it all in the bag when they got that first kill. But now they're basically keeping their eyes on Roshan while Nature's Prophet split pushes up on top and works into his own side of the vice. And Solo walks around with 506 movement speed when phase boots are turned on. This guy could almost outrun a Bloodseeker if Bloodseeker got his movement speed capped.
Now this Halberd on Centaur is good because Flat Cannon is effective not just against him, but everyone else on his team. So it makes sense. but I don't think Centaur is the kind of carry that you want to be able to pick up a halberd. Like, he should welcome the auto attacks because of return. He should be going, yes, thank you, auto attack me, because it just means I'm doing more damage, more burst damage against you. So he really needs that extra bit of strength, but I think halberd is a really defensive item for him, which Centaur as your 1 is sort of like all-out aggression.
RoXKIS committing this time. They got everyone inside the pit, but Goldblack caught inside the kinetic field in the static storm, but he's just tanking it out. This guy's got a point boost for an Ogre Club. He doesn't really care too much about that kind of piddly harassment. And Roshan, okay, they are still going to back out. The Plague Ward comes in just that little bit closer. We're watching Roshan's movements very, very, very tightly. While Hani is farming up middle lane. Like, he's just not even caring about this standoff that's going on. He'll blink over and help out if he needs to.
Look at this commitment of wards. You have double Roshan wards being placed up just in case one is countered. Which I'm sure it will in good time. But I like this. RoXKIS smoking up, getting around Fnatic. They could end this game right now. If they end up picking off Fnatic like this, I don't think Fnatic have any hope.
Well, they basically just need to get a blink into a Fiend's Grip without having a stun or a glimpse around them. Which means Nyx, Centaur, as well as Disruptor are the 3 ones we have to look at. I should probably say Doombringer too, because he's walking around with his own stun, but, well, Venom's the only one in the neighborhood, and he won't be there fast enough. In fact, the Tornado, just to make sure Venomancer doesn't do anything stupid, he'll be able to, in fact, just TP himself away to safety. But the Doombringer goes down, and now, with buyback on cooldown, I think we can finally say, Roshan will be finished.
We've had like 10 minutes of where Roshan has been attempted by teams. But yeah, they know Hani is top. Furion kind of baited that one. He's been teleporting top and summoning trees to act like he's there to sort of bait Hani into going to check out the jungle and see if he's actually over there or not. So with him away, Yule's Scepter being picked up. I don't know about this. I think you need extra burst. I think he's trying
to take a hero out. Yeah. Like if you can get yourself in there and you basically put Bane up in the air to cancel the Fiend's Grip without having to use your stun on him or something along these lines. Because his burst damage is, I would say, it's not enough to kill off the Chen or the Bane.
Yeah, just with Doom, though, not having a damage item yet, not even like AC being worked on or anything like that.
Yeah, she did feel the
You need damage. Like, you need damage. Extra disables, like, I don't care. If you don't have damage, that's
the Aghanims upgrade.
From...
for Doombringer.
Oh, he could go the Aghanims upgrade.
Yeah, it's actually a big increase on the damage output coming from Aghanims.
Yeah, if he stays constantly in vision, that sort of thing. But
no, it's not even that. Like this is actually something I can't remember who I was casting with the other day about this, but the base increase of damage from it was Synderen. It was Synderen, and we're discussing saying, well, if he walks with him, then he'll do more damage. But if you actually check the Aghanims upgrade, your damage per second is actually increased. At level 3, you go from 70 to 110. So you get an extra 40 damage per second coming out from that. And that's for 15-second duration.
Yeah, but that's still a 1 not allowing you to go into physical damage. Like that's you pick up a Doom, you pick up upgraded Doom, but where you don't turn that into any late game scalability whatsoever. And then on top of that, it's damage over time against a team that you don't want to go damage over time against.
Goldblack, Heinz just got to jump for it. Double blinks, triple blinks in with Yol coming in for the 9 to block out that initial damage. A glimpse.
And another one.
You're coming back, Yol. Double edge out. Good EMP Tornado, deafening blast. Last hit came in from the Disruptor, but Era not looking healthy. Actually able to evade out a lot of that damage. The Doom is now over on the Gyro. The Venomancer already also flew out, so Solo's gunked up by that, but his movement speed's already so high he doesn't really care. But this Doom, oh, that poison. Last one, Mana Burn. They trigger the Aegis the Immortal, but they want more. Glimpsing, Solo back down again. Trixie perfectly waiting for him. There's still a hoof stop available from Era, but they won't need to use it. Hani completely balls up his stun because Cito went invis with the Shadow Blade. They threw it in the Sentry Wall, but just a little bit too late. But now a fight finally goes the way here of Fnatic, and they can dish out a lot of damage here. Invoker does not have buyback. That's a 50-second window.
Yeah, they got to commit. It's 35 minutes in. It's getting a little bit late, but I have to say, like, they've been on the knife's edge this whole entire time. It's been very, very impressive, the fact that they've still managed to... Because one lost team fight, I think, is all it's going to take for RoXKIS to take such a huge advantage, especially with heroes like Nature's Prophet, who just give you such a big advantage once you win the team fight with Split Push. But Fnatic just barely holding on every single time. Now they just won this big team fight. thanks to that double pick off on the 2 supports. That was good. That was good. It gives them back in the game a little bit more, but it still
actually shoots them ahead in the game. Check out the experience graph. As far as the kills go, like they're in front by 5, but they're pulling a lot more resources as far as XP out of this map to a point where they're 7,000 XP in front. And then you got the gold on that, which is still going the way of RoXKIS, which is understandable considering the Roshans. But at the same time, not as understandable.
Era's in trouble.
Yeah, Blink, very quick.
That was really well done. I mean, you can critique anything about Fnatic this game, but one thing you can't say anything about is their Blink Dagger timings, man. Oh my god.
Well, Him
and Hani. Really excellent reactions there. But yeah, I mean, sure, Fnatic might be ahead in experience and slightly by gold right now, but RoXKIS are going to do a lot more with the experience and gold that they have. They have an Invoker, they have Furion, they have Gyrocopter. Great late game heroes. Chen falls off a little bit as a support. All he is a send back as you go later into the game. But he's making that better by the Aghanims upgrade that he's going to have. So every 30 seconds, especially these team fights are going to be pretty drawn out. You can expect him to actually be able to get off 2 of those ultimates. So that's pretty powerful. And Bane, excellent control going into late game. Absolutely. So RoXKIS, I feel, are still very much ahead, despite the gold graph and the experience graph saying something different. It's just the fact that RoXKIS are going to do a lot more with the gold and experience that they have right now, especially Solo's Invoker, who is about to work on that Scythe of Ice. When he has that, plus the high amount of movement speed, it's just Fnatic have to have really good initiations every single time.
Hardy, did you see Yol? I don't know if you saw Yol. His movement around the tree line has not been helping him, but he wants Goldblack. I don't think he's got enough damage to kill off Goldblack, though. I think he knows that too. That's why Vendetta
waited for another Vendetta.
Yeah. 1 second to come off cooldown, and then he can go for a hunt. But the Observer Ward's watching BZZ, just behind the lines, watching them all farm up.
Oh, maybe he could find Seedoy Invis. That would be a huge pickup, because he has a gem right now.
Yep. So he can attack him while he's just standing there. But not while Goldblack is there. While the Hand of God's available.
A Hand of God and Mech, yeah. You don't have the burst, especially with the fact he went Yule.
He's going to go on Goldblack. And Goldblack's finally now walked away from the rest of his teammates. So Vendetta, stun, actually goes through the army as well. And then Dagon to finish the job. They even gave him the Centaur ulti to ensure this kill. Speaking of Centaur, a full heart is now completed on him. 3.8k life points to get through on Era. Not to mention the return, not to mention the evasion, and not to mention a little bit of melee damage block too.
Yeah.
Or physical, whatever.
Yeah, Centaur's actually pretty good against like Gyrocopter. Like Gyrocopter isn't very good direct damage. Like it takes him so many auto attacks to get through all of that health, but RoXKIS do have really good kiting abilities. They have good ways to just kind of interrupt Centaur and make him ineffective, even if he does have a ton of health. Once you burn out his mana, he's really not that scary.
Hani's coming back to fight. They got observers and sentries everywhere. They're seeing everything. And the pings are coming out to say, please kill off Seedoy. And Hani, he might oblige. Chen's only just going to respawn, but Seedoy hit, Dagon, even if they tried Hand of God, they would have never have seen him in time. And Yol, lol, glimpse, he only just walked out. The Chen army has walked in, so they're able to start up on Trixie. But once they initiate, the Centaur will jump like that to the front lines. He wants to tank this up. EMP or not, wait for him to turn. Era really taking a lot of damage. No-Tell locked out for the moment. Yol was able to Fiend's grip him up. Era now turned into a Piglet. They still can't pick him up straight away. That's why they're trying to kill off Fly. But jump over to a double stun into the double edge as well. Seedoy will pop. RoXKIS, they're still gunked up. And you know, Era, Blink Dagger not available. 1 second. Now he can. No, he can't. He gets attacked, but Hani, he can't either. Now he can. Blink Dagger up, hits on BZZ. And that's going to be a triple kill for Hani, and the courier getting sniped out by Era.
I can't believe this, but RoXKIS just lost the game.
Yep.
They just got picked up over and over. How many times did Hani, like he's beyond godlike right now.
He's walking around with 15-3-11 on that Nyx Assassin. Even Era, he ended up with a 9-2-14. RoXKIS just hit the point where they didn't have enough damage to get the kill, and the second, like, Gyrocopter expanded his flat cannon, there was nothing else left. And the flat cannon is nowhere near as powerful as it used to be. Rocket Barrage was doing nothing. Era finishes the game with 4k life points. It was just too much. So GG is called. They'll get one last kill probably. Yeah, they got him in just at the end. So 37 to 25, a glorious victory is witnessed. But it's only one game.
It is only one game. First series. This has been a very, very entertaining game one. We hope for another entertaining game two. RoXKIS and Fnatic both got, I think, some things that they can do a lot better. But they both had some really, really good plays on either side. Fnatic and their really fast Blink Dagger reactions and finding those pickoffs. Hani won the game, man. That's all you have to say is Hani just won the game for his team.
Yeah, it was beautiful, man. But will it be beautiful in game number 2? I hope so. It'll be coming up shortly, so do not go anywhere. Do not turn off your live streams. We'll be back for Fnatic versus RoXKIS game number 2 of the best of 3 matchup for the D2CL.